This is Andrew for the Chosen Prime with a quick video preview of FansToys FT18 Lupus, or their version of a Masterpiece Weirdwolf, Headmaster Weirdwolf. This is a pre-production test shot, so I only have a couple of the accessories that come with Lupus here. As you can see, he does come with his sword, which ends up being his tail, kind of a standard kind of peg mechanism to slot into his hand. He does come with a gun here that he can also just as easily wield in his hand. Very nice. And then in addition to that, he does come with a separate little mouthpiece here for his Headmaster Monzo, and I'll show that off in just a little bit. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at the details here for Lupus. So here's a close-up view of Lupus here. Overall, he is 9 3/4 inches to the top of his head here, and he weighs about 1 pound 10 ounces, so he's very heavy. There's diecast here in his chest and then some parts in the legs, like most FansToys releases. As you can see here, he's got a lot of nice detail for being a Masterpiece-styled Headmaster here, especially of Weirdwolf. Let's go ahead and hide the head there. And if we look, we actually come to the front here. What's kind of cool is that if we open down this panel here, they actually did some detail here, detail paint of his speed, strength, and intelligence to kind of match the original G1 toy. So this is a nice bit of just a detail here that gets hidden away. As far as overall detail for his lower legs here, you can see the same kind of glossy metallic yellow plastic and paint throughout. No real hollow parts. Nice heel spurs here. And just overall very clean mode and design here for Weirdwolf. As far as articulation, his head here can rotate side to side on a rotation joint. And then the Headmaster joint actually has a tilt, so you can look up and down. His arms here are ratcheted, so they can rotate around. You can move it outwards like that. He does have a bicep swivel. You can bend his elbow about that far. His hands here are on a rotation joint. He does have individual digits and thumb. He can rotate at the waist, very stiff. His legs are ratcheted, so if I move these panels out of the way, you can see it ratchets forward and back, and then it's a soft hinge to the side. He can bend his knee quite a bit and hold it up, even as heavy as it is. It's very nice. And then as far as ankle articulation, he does have a slight ankle articulation, mostly due to transformation. So you can get flat-footed in most instances, and you can also kind of rotate it forward and back to rock the heel. So overall, again, nice version of Weirdwolf here in Lupus. He does come with his Headmaster Monzo, who just plugs into a port up here. If we take a closer look here at his face, you can see here's the original kind of face on Monzo here. He does come with that alternative kind of face plate here. It's mostly just has another kind of a wider mouth and chin, and to replace it, it's just a couple pegs. So if we just put a little pressure to the bottom of this face, and take this and just peg it in to the bottom. There's the alternate face that they've provided. A little bit sterner look. If I had to guess, I'd assume that this one's kind of the more Japanese Headmaster's face, and this is kind of the US, maybe toy face. So, transforming Monzo here is fairly straightforward, like most Headmasters. We just want to flip down his legs. They actually do peg together. He does have ball jointed arms here with a pinned elbow. He does have ball jointed legs. He can move his knees separate, and he actually has ankle tilts, which is a little unique and kind of a nice little bonus here for this version of Monzo. As far as I can tell, it doesn't look like his head can rotate, but overall, nice detail here on this Headmaster from FansToys. So let's go ahead and transform Lupus here into his wolf mode. So with Lupus here being a production test shot, I unfortunately do not have instructions for the figure, but his transformation is pretty simple and straightforward, and it does work for what he needs to do. So we begin by first removing his sword. This will end up being the wolf tail. Go ahead and remove Monzo for now. Come to the hands. Lift up on the panel on top of the hands, and then make sure that the hand is all fisted up, and rotate it in. But before you go further, we want to come to the underside here, and there's a little panel on the inside. We want to push out this panel here. We want to make sure that it's outside, so there's room for the fist to rotate in. And then here's the wolf paw, and then there's a tab here that matches a tab slot on the paw to lock it in. and then this piece here that we opened up will close in the back side of that. So do the same on the other side, open this up, ball up the fist, open this up enough so you can push out this little panel here, flip the fist in, tab in the wolf claw, push this in, and there's essentially the wolf pieces. Come to this piece here, here's the wolf head, it'll come up, and it's actually keyed to match the Headmaster port. Pretty simple there. For the feet, flip this panel out, rotate the foot here, and you can see there's this rotation panel here. We want to rotate it around, but first, before we go full, we want to take the wolf leg here and stretch it all the way out. This panel will fold in, kind of filling in this space. This panel will rotate in. There's this panel that covered part of the leg. We want to fold it inwards. And then we fold this forward, and there's a double jointed knee. And essentially we want to come up so much that it kind of fits where normally this peg would peg into here, but I think that's a test shot, but essentially that's where we want to have the leg kind of come up to. Pretty simple transformation here. So again, come to the other leg, open up this panel, take the foot, start rotating it, bring out the wolf leg, fold this in, fold this fully in, flip that part in. This panel can now flip down like it was on the other side, and actually there's a peg hole. This peg matches this peg hole. And again, use the double jointed knee to kind of bring it up further up to his back. And peg the legs together. Go ahead and rotate the wolf legs. Can use this double hinge here to kind of get the leg around on both sides. Take the sword here, and it just matches this slot here on the back of the wolf. Flip these pieces down. And now the actual cockpit part. If we look here, there is a kind of a lifting elevator kind of system here. So we grab these two sides, we can lift up on this cockpit. And we can open this up. Right now on this copy, this piece is loose. I'm sure it's going to lock in better on the final figure. If we take a look here, there actually is a little kind of driving apparatus here. There's actually actual handlebars in there, steering wheel, to kind of drive the wolf around. So if we go ahead and take Monzo and transform him real quick. I think you're supposed to be able to kind of fit his legs down into the channels here, but I haven't had much luck. And so I find it better to kind of have him ride and drive like as if he's in a motorcycle. So you just put him in like that, close this panel, and there he's in there. And so here's Lupus in his wolf mode. You have the same articulation with the arms, and they move inwards and outwards. The paws here can actually, they have an ankle tilt there, so you have action and posability options as far as moving his arms outward, which is a nice little bonus. Same thing with the back legs. The back legs also have the similar kind of ankle tilt there that you can use to kind of have the legs pose however you like to. And then kind of probably the coolest part here is with the wolf head. So he does have a functioning jaw. You can open up with the teeth inside. And he's got this joint here to kind of move it forward and down. And you can also rotate here so you can have him look left and right. But what's also kind of cool is if you flip this piece, now you can have him look up and kind of howl. So you have a lot of actions with this kind of piece here. They've let you have a whole lot of different ways to kind of get him to pose his head, which is a nice little bonus here for Lupus. Just a really cool looking version of the Headmaster here in his wolf mode. Oh, and you can also, with the tail here, the tail, because of the sword, can curl up. Nice little other bonus. So let's go ahead and take a look at some comparisons for Lupus here. Romo comparisons. Unfortunately, I don't have any other Masterpiece Headmasters available to me at this time. So to give you an idea of how large Lupus is here, here's Masterpiece Soundwave. And you can see that they are kind of comparable in height, which makes sense for how large the Headmasters were kind of portrayed in the Japanese cartoon, and overall they are this larger size robot. And here's another quick comparison. This is FansToys Sovereign, their take on a Masterpiece Galvatron. You can see that Sovereign here is taller than Lupus, but still a nice scale between the two Decepticons from the movie in season 3 of the animation. And so again, I don't really have anything to compare Lupus here to, but to give you an idea of his scale, here's MP10 in his truck mode, and you can see just how large Lupus is here in his wolf mode. And you again can see how all the paws can kind of be posed to sit as you kind of see fit. Just a nice, again, Weirdwolf from FansToys here. Some final thoughts here for FansToys FT18 Lupus. This is another excellent figure from FansToys. This is a Masterpiece-scaled and styled figure of the Decepticon Headmaster Weirdwolf. It hits all the right notes to make it a valid Weirdwolf for your collection, from the design, the color, the paint, both modes. It's just a nice, simple, and fun version of Weirdwolf for your collection. This is a pre-production test shot. The thought is that we'll be getting our shipment of Lupus here sometime in late December. So if you want to get this guy, I recommend getting your pre-order in at the Chosen Prime. And so take care.